So as you may have realized, it's now June on the current time of recording, and that's 6 months into the year. Who would have thought? Now it sounds like common sense, but when we live day to day, very, very unconscious and mindlessly letting the days get past us without doing what it is that we want to do, our true heart's desire or mind's desire to accomplish and to essentially change our life, it doesn't seem so common anymore. And this can be really dangerous because you might be that person that sets the New Year's resolutions, New Year, New Me, you're up for the new year, 2025, it's finally my year. And then it's like, you continue to live mindlessly. You continue to keep essentially brain rot through the whole process. And it's not your fault at all. I don't think it is necessarily your fault. I think it's just the way that the essentially system is designed. But you have the choice to slowly bring some awareness to yourself to figure out why you're just mindlessly going through each day. And you may realize it's very, very much deep rooted in fear, maybe a little bit of trauma, a lack of self-esteem or self-respect or self-worth, because you don't care about yourself enough to be more mindful of what it is that you want to do on a day-to-day basis. And you don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. Of course you're going to get those times where you're going to be mindless. Even still, after becoming more mindful of your actions, you're still going to get some elements of mindlessness. You kind of need it to be sane. But in the overall grand scheme of things, if 6 months has gone past in a year and you haven't even started, or you haven't sort of leveled up in any kind of regards in true relation to your heart's or mind's desires, it can be dangerous. And I think it can show up in the forms of anxiety, in the forms of depression. And like I said, if your self-esteem and self-worth is already bad, it can do quite a number more to it because of that. So I want you to be kinder to yourself. I want you to realize that it's okay to feel like that. Number one, first and foremost, because it really okay. But number two, that you can change your life now. Straight after this video, if you want to. And you can start to choose to be like, you know what? Maybe I haven't started because I'm scared of failing. I'm scared of other people judging me. I'm scared of whatever the fears is going to be within yourself. Whatever past hindrances has caused you to start thinking like this, and that your future is entirely set by your past. It's not. Okay, please, please, please. Things happen for some kind of reason in order to make us stronger. Sometimes it's unfair. Yes, I agree. But in order to look towards a brighter future, we have to start kind of embodying what it is that we want to become. And the very classic example I can give of this is someone who in January 2025 might have said, oh yeah, this is my year to become fit. I want to start going to the gym and I want to start eating a vigorous diet. And they never start. And it's like, why do they not start? Probably because they fear the amount of work that they have to do. Maybe they feel overwhelmed by the whole deal of fitness and weight loss, because you have to change your habits and you gotta do this and that, and then they start to become a bit extreme with their diet and stuff like that, when it's like, no, rather than doing that, let's just change one small step at a time. Let's just try to maybe start one meal healthier every day, and then that compounds over time, and then you start to build confidence, and that confidence is like directly related to self-esteem. And when your self-esteem is higher, you're going to be like, you know what, I actually like eating healthy for the sake of eating healthy. I feel good. I respect myself enough to eat healthier and to treat my body with respect. And it's the same with any other goal. You probably set the expectations and the bar way too high. There's no issue with high expectations, of course not. It breeds success, but when you're first starting off, it can be really, really hard to adopt these habits to actually succeed and go further. And that's why I'm a big fan personally of like setting really, really examples of small sort of tasks, because a year is a long time to do things. A very, very long time. Might not seem like it, but why is it that we don't seem like time goes as slow as we want to? And it's because we're quite mindless in our actions every day. I'm telling you, once you start to become more mindful of your actions, you start to dissect how your day goes, you're going to start realizing how much time you're wasting every day. Like, you can get things done in like, I don't know, 6 hours. Now, if you're working a job, yep, you're tied to a certain amount of whatever your contract is going to say. That's understandable. But in terms of your personal life, you can definitely be more mindful. Like, if you watch an episode, which I presume is going to be like 60 minutes long, in a week that's 7 hours. Now, if you spend half of those hours just on, I'm going to use the same example of going to the gym, 30 minutes a day. Over time, and over the 52 weeks, you can create amazing results, man. And results you can be proud of. And then those results can compound into other results, because you're like, okay, if I can do this in the gym, I can do this in other areas of my life. Maybe it's business or work or education or reading, and it just flows from there. But initially, you just need to kind of just and it sounds very, very extremely easy, and like it sounds crazy. Oh yeah, all I got is just be more mindful. Okay, cool. But then you have to think, like, how do I do that? And it's one of the biggest obstacles, because it's crazy hard, especially like nowadays with the attention, like everyone's attention spans are fried because of like short form content and just so many things to do in the day. Like the abundance of knowledge that we have, which is the internet, it can get quite overwhelming. So practical advice from this video: take some time to just relax. And when I say relax, I'm talking like put on not a song, but put on something calming, something where you can just chill, whether it's some tea or whatever. Keep a notepad in front of you with the title of My Day, and just think about your day. What do you do? And just keep going from that. And from there, you'll start to notice things about your day that you know, might not have thought. Do that for 1 week. Not even 1 week actually. Do that for 2 days. And then think about it whilst you're drinking your tea or eating your meal or whatever it is. And just start to figure out slowly, oh, maybe I don't need to scroll for an hour on the toilet. Maybe I don't need to do this. Maybe I don't need to do that. And you'll start to see your day free up so much more, man. Like, it's crazy. And I'm definitely going to make a more in-depth video on this, because it's so easy just to get caught up by just life and all of its distractions to the point where we just can't function. But yeah, let me know if any of that helps. I hope it does help. And let me know what your thoughts are on it, and what specific struggles you have with mindfulness and kind of keeping you from all of the distractions of life. What do you personally do? And if you don't, how does it affect you? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.